Picture this. You're lying in a hospital bed. The monitor flatlines. Everyone's mourning you. And then, boom! You gasp. Back from the dead is like some plot twist in a Christopher Nolan movie. Sounds wild, right? Well, in the bizarre world of the Lazarus Effect, where death is more of a plot point than an ending. Welcome to the Revelations room, so before we dive into this dark rabbit hole, let's start with the origins of Lazarus. In the Gospel of John, Jesus resurrects a mortal named Lazarus 4 days after he dies. Imagine being at that funeral, the wailing, the grief, and he's alive and never smiled for 30 years. This story wasn't just about miracles, it was about humanity's ultimate fear, death. And spoiler alert, we're still obsessed with it. This is a nod to the pop culture love affair, with the whole resurrection from the dead idea.
You sent people out there looking for a new home?
The Lazarus missions.
Well, that sounds cheerful.
Lazarus came back from the dead.
Sure, but he had to die in the first place.
Hollywood went wild with this concept. Dozens plots with Lazarus Effect if you think about it. In Interstellar, they named their missions after Lazarus because, let's be real, sending astronauts to maybe habitable planets with no plan for a return. And then there's the Lazarus Project. What if every time the world ended, we just reset? Back to July 1st. Sounds cool, right? Until you realize it's like Groundhog Day on steroids. One guy even starts questioning reality. Does anything I do even matter? But how exactly? Time reset mechanism is working. The Lazarus Project's ability to reset time is fascinating and comes with uncompromising rules, triggering a reset. A time reset only occurs when the world faces an existential crisis, such as a nuclear war, pandemic, or catastrophic event. Memory retention, only agents of the Lazarus Project and a select few individuals retain their memories after the reset. For everyone else, it's like the catastrophe never happened. But what if this isn't just fiction? What if the Lazarus Effect is real? Now here's where it gets real. The Lazarus Effect isn't just fiction. Doctors have documented something called Lazarus syndrome. It's when a person's heart stops, resuscitation fails, and then, suddenly, they come back on their own. Some of these people wake up perfectly fine, like they just took a power nap. There are only 76 recorded cases, but it seems way underreported. Imagine sitting in the morgue shift and suddenly, someone wakes up. Nightmare fuel, right? Science says it's something about delayed adrenaline or residual electrical activity in the heart. But what if it's something else? Let's talk DMT. No, not your friend's sketchy Friday night plans. This is science. Right before you die, your brain releases a massive flood of DMT. It's the most powerful psychedelic known to humans. People call it the light at the end of the tunnel. But is it just a trip? Or is it the doorway to the afterlife? Energy can't be destroyed, right? So where does our consciousness go? Think about it. From Marvel heroes coming back to life to time loop stories like the Lazarus Project, we're obsessed with resurrection. Why? Maybe it's because it's the ultimate second chance. Or maybe it's the fear that death isn't the end. But if we keep playing with the rules of life and death, what happens when we go too far? Frankenstein, anyone? So what do we take away from all this? The Lazarus Effect in pop culture and real life isn't just about coming back. It's about what we do with that second chance. Are we brave enough to confront the unknown? Or will we keep trying to control something bigger than us? Anyway, whether it's DMT trips, secret time travel missions, or Hollywood thrillers, the Lazarus Effect reminds us of one thing. Death might be inevitable, but the way we fight it, that's what makes us human. So what do you think? Is the Lazarus Effect just a glitch in the system? Or the greatest mystery we've yet to solve? Drop your theories below. And remember, if you hear a flatline, don't panic just yet. Subscribe in case you want to know what to do after getting awake at the morgue.